And we are live. What's
That's
up,
so
Facebook?
cool.
What's up, YouTube?
Hello. All right.
30 days of yoga. Yay. We are on day 19, and it's happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
Hey, y'all. I'm super excited to bring this amazing being on this platform for a second time because me and Alex, we do have a yoga interview already in the Natural Archives. But I am super excited. Right. I'm super excited to bring him on. Just first off, before we get started, I just want to thank everybody who's tuning in live from Facebook and YouTube because I know it's Juneteenth today. So everybody is doing stuff and celebrating, and some people are at home. And the ones who are at home just chilling, watching us, thank y'all for watching it. I'm so excited to be able to create this platform to talk about the things that we'll be talking about. So tonight, we'll be talking about how revolutionary yoga can be for our community. So y'all know me. I'm over here sharing it to let a lot of other people know that we're live right now. So make sure you're sharing it. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Shouts out to everybody who's watching on both platforms. It's a beautiful Friday. And then I'm going to introduce our guests, and we're going to get started with today's topic. Let me just share it a few more places.
Let me see. I'm going to try that.
And we're going to get this thing jumping. I'm going to also share the Facebook link to you too.
Facebook? Too much technology in the world. I'm just trying.
That way you can share it on your page as well. If you can.
Cool.
What's up, everybody? All right.
All this technology.
I gotta share in the Natural Woman Boot Camp. Shouts out to everybody. All right, y'all. I'm sharing it in one more page, and I'm doing a watch party. And then I'm done. That's one thing. I'm gonna have to just hire somebody to just share this in the groups while I'm doing lives, because that'd be so distracting. Whew. All right, y'all. So let me start this watch party on my page, and we about to get it cracking. Hey, everybody. Make sure y'all sharing and letting everybody know what's going on. I'm excited for this particular live. I'm excited for all of them. So for all of you who are just catching on or who do not know what we got going on today, is we are doing 30 days of yoga. We started this yoga challenge the 1st, June 1st, and we are on day 19. Now, I know a lot of you guys who have been following the challenge the last few days, you haven't received your email. So don't think you're crazy. Don't think that something's wrong. You haven't received your emails because I have been incapacitated over the last few days. And so I'm going to be catching everybody up this week with videos and a good explanation on why that has happened. But we're still on it. I've still been doing my yoga in spite of everybody know I have a toe injury right now, which is why things have been kind of delayed as far as getting you guys the emails. And that's because my computer and my whole setup is upstairs in my house and I can't walk up the steps. Like today is like, I've been getting better. I've been getting better with it. So I'm super duper excited to be here tonight with you guys. I have an amazing being here with me. This is Alexander Shelton. I met Alex from Gabriel's Places, a nonprofit organization here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And Alex was doing yoga classes. And he's probably one of the only, now I don't want to say only, but at that time when I met him, one of the only Black yoga teachers that I knew in Cincinnati, because everywhere you look when it comes to yoga in Cincinnati, everybody's white. Not to say that's bad, but when it comes to yoga, especially me understanding the roots of yoga and how powerful yoga can be for people, it was difficult not finding yoga teachers that look like us, that understand our story, that understand our struggles, that understand just beat the Blackness of yoga. And it wasn't until I met Mr. Alexander Shelton that I was like, okay, so we going somewhere here. And I'm excited just to bring him on this platform because the topic I want to talk about tonight, as you guys know, I've been going live once a week during this challenge. Last week we had Mama Mawusi on talking about motherhood and yoga. Tonight we're talking about how revolutionary yoga can be for the Black community. One of the reasons why I chose to bring Alex, not just because of his yoga expertise, but because he is also a social activist that's literally in the streets, that's out advocating for the rights of all people. And he just has a beautiful, beautiful spirit. And I just know he would just grace this platform. So without further ado, I want to introduce Alexander Shelton for anybody who does not know who he is. And Alex, let us know who you are for everybody who is clueless to who this amazing person is.
All right, cool. I'm actually in the cyber streets, and during COVID, the season of Dorona, my activism has gone to the keyboard. So I encourage everybody on the front lines to be safe, and I thank you for fighting this good fight for all of us. I wanted to dedicate this class to the Black people in the past, the present, and the future. And I brought a plant so that we can pour a salutation. Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe. And may we all get free, stay free. So my name's Alexander Shelton. I try to rest. I think that is my biggest job. I want to teach Black people to rest. I think that our labor, our time, our entire experience has been co-opted and used to uphold white supremacy. And I find it really powerful to get Black people to take naps. I am trying to get Black people paid to take naps. I think that what's important is that we constantly push for equity, and then until we can dismantle white supremacy, then we can figure out what the next step is. But I'm really thankful to be on this platform. I'm really thankful for the opportunities that yoga has afforded me. And I've insisted on it being Black because movement is Black. And I think that Black people being able to rediscover a movement outside of a commodification or doing something for someone else. Um, how can you tune into yourself? So being able to tune into yourself, that's been the biggest gift, being able to breathe. I know that a lot of people feel this tension around their chests. I know that a lot of people feel their throats closing, and I know there's this declaration of not being able to breathe. Um, but I encourage Black people to take deeper breaths, to slow
Mm,
down.
mm,
Our longevity, we've been here since the beginning. Our skin tells the truth of the original people, and we will be here long after. So right now is just restoring order into the universe. Um, I started doing yoga when I was in high school. There was a lot of things happening, and yoga seemed accessible. I learned a lot about tuning into myself no matter what was happening around me. From there, I went to college and I shared this practice with my friends. After college, I started a nonprofit. After starting a nonprofit, um, I started to do community yoga in different Black neighborhoods in Cincinnati. Yoga's taken me around the world. I've done yoga in France and Dubai and Morocco. Um, and I'm just going to keep going. I I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful. And I think that we can just start, you know, artists with long introductions.
mm. Well, I've that sounds good. And like I said, Alexander is Googleable, so you can learn more about him. He has just an
But
amazing
yeah,
story.
alexandersheltonyoga.org. That
Yes.
pretty much tells you all that I want you to know. That's what website's it for. So yeah, let's see. So do you want us to move fast? Do you want us to move slow? What's the vibe?
Okay, so the vibe, because you got the whole yoga, like you about to go take us through a whole um yoga routine. I kind of, we intergage with the audience and then just me asking you certain questions. And you just giving us your expertise, your knowledge.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, some of the things that you
I thought
said were
you were doing
super
a yoga
important.
class.
Yeah, some of the
Okay.
things some of the things that you said were super important that I think people really need to understand, and that is Black people slowing down, taking naps. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you said the tightness in our heart. That rung a bell because Black women are the number one. Like heart disease be taking us out really fast. It take out the whole community fast.
Yeah.
Thyroid issues, the tightness in our
Yeah.
throat. And I
Yeah.
always tell people what's felt on the inside reflects what's on the outside. And me participating and utilizing the tool that is yoga, it helps release all that.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a lot of Black people that are kind of like, ooh, I ain't about to do all that. You be conjuring up spirits with the yoga and, hear all these negative connotations when it comes to it. But it's so powerful.
Well, I think that when we talk about spirits, it's miscontextualized. What are angels?
Mm,
Prayers or spells. So, like, I mean, there's a lot of magic that happens in the Bible if that's what you choose to follow. So then I think that you have to start to open your heart. That's what yoga asks you, to soften your heart. That's the first thing. If you come in with judgment, you're actually going to be the worst in the room. You're going to be holding your breath and you're going to be looking around judging people. So what yoga encourages you to do is to stay on your mat. And I think that even within Christianity, a good pastor would tell you to run your race. So you just You're worried about the wrong things. Where can you see overlap? I have a friend, Danielle, she says, chew the meat and spit out the bones. You know, sometimes you need the substance. You don't necessarily need every part of everything. So how can you allow your life to be one that's designed? What works for you? And without this judgmental heart of, oh, because something doesn't work for me, it is terrible. I think you should allow people to process. And like Christianity is like 2,000 years old. There are more religions, there are older religions, there are so many other things to channel who God is. So I don't understand the piety of judgment.
And that was well said. Definitely well said. I thought about you when I was doing a yoga session with my girls because I love your yoga classes. Because most yoga classes, they got some meditation sounds and things of that nature. But if you go to one of Alex yoga classes, you don't know what you're going to be listening to, first off. Like, we was listening to Solange. And so that really inspired me to really, when I do yoga, make sure I have a playlist that represents me. Mm-hmm. And I thought about you because me and my girls, we were doing yoga. And in the climate of the world that we're in right now, and we in the house with our kids doing yoga, listening. I think we was listening to Nipsey Hussle doing the yoga routine. I was like, man, it's so damn powerful. This is one of the most powerful situations. And that made me think too, because I think when it comes to yoga, taking your classes really helped me see how revolutionary it can be, how much of a political stance it can be. Like, it's so powerful on so many levels. And so just with all the things that are happening in the world, from COVID-19 to a lot of conspiracies being unveiled, to the riots and protests and Black Lives Matter, how has yoga helped you manage through it all?
So last year, I read a book called Winner Takes All by Anand Gupta-Hadaras. And it's all about how philanthropy is a scam and closely tied to capitalism. So, like, in order for capitalism to exist and the people not to revolt, there has to be a philanthropic arm to give you just enough so you don't revolt. So from there's like this global control that's happening, and everything that's on the internet that's free is mining your data. So there's a digital cave version, a cave person version of you that's enslaved on the inside of the device, that's telling all the advertising companies, the government, exactly who you are and what you're doing and what you believe. And so from there, whatever you Google will show you kind of what you want to see, and your Facebook is going to show you what you want to see. So everybody is kind of going into a loop. So when you're in this loop, you think everything is real. I had to learn that not everything on Facebook is real. Some things are controlled. Other things are just prototypes of really cool people thinking these really amazing ideas, but they don't exist yet. The funding isn't there, or all of these things. So you have to be able to discern what you need from these different mediums and who benefits from this information that's being thrown at you. So I think since the beginning of Black people's existence here in America, blood has been the way that we progress. When something terrible happens, we're able to use the blood as currency to get a little bit further than we were. You have to see our humanity because you have done such atrocious things. So I think that when you start to see Black people's blood being used to being commodified,
Mhm.
And you have to go slower. You have to question the intention. I do think that right now is a really great time because capitalism got sick. White supremacy is dying, and we just have to push. Everything is an illusion, so we just have to push.
Right.
But the thing is that you have to be able to be outside of survival in order to see that a lot of these things are just social conditioning, and like social control. Everything has a pinning. There is a good and a bad, and that versus is what divides us. There's your team and my team. There's I have to be number one. I need to be a billionaire. I need to take care of my family. But it's a collective. But all of these individual things, they serve white people because they have a 246-year advantage through chattel slavery and then a 400-year advantage through the privileges of white supremacy and the domination um, of the global white supremacy. So I think that it's important that we recognize the loops. It's important that we recognize the themes. It's important to keep challenging white people. It's important that we continue to resist and say, no, actually, I'm not going to do that. And be able to protect ourselves when we say no to white people. When, yeah, we just have to keep pushing.
And
So I think that what I did when COVID hit, I went in the house. I went in the house. I cackled at the initial theories, and then from there, once I saw that Black people were being disproportionately affected, I'm yet reminded that capitalism is the disease, that white supremacy is the pandemic. Um, so
mm,
what
mm,
I started to do was I went into myself because what I was called to do, I've never been in a pandemic. This has never happened to me. I called the people that I trust. I called the people that I'm in community with. And one healer, her name is Quinita, she told me to grieve. She said, I can't take anybody anywhere that I haven't been. And that I needed to grieve. I needed to go to the depths of wherever the emotions were going to take me so that I can hold someone else's hand when they get to that bottom.
mm.
She said that there was going to be a waves of grief happening because so many people were going to die in this era of rebirth.
Mm.
So I think that from there, nothing like, I think I became more radicalized once, like I was already telling people that capitalism was an illusion, that it works on autopilot, the elections, they work on autopilot, like all of these different things, like people weren't allowed to fly, and the corporations were still sending planes to keep their flight times. So like they're literally just wasting energy, fuel, and they normally make people pay to fly, which everything needs to go slower in this next chapter.
Right.
So yeah, I took a lot of naps. I cried a lot. I danced a lot. I started making more stuff. I wanted to connect more with the stuff that was around me.
Mm-hmm.
So like body butters, I making my food, making the best food that I can, and really like treating myself with the time, the luxury of time. Um,
Mm.
and so I think that right now, what is a great opportunity? is to imagine who are you outside of capitalism? Who are you outside of your labor being commodified 40 hours a week? Where is your energy going when you're not showing up for the world? What comes up? These are the things I think that in this moment, when I stop going outside, I end up saving money.
Mm. Yeah. Mm.
I end up actually investing in the things that really mattered. Investing in the people that really mattered. Noticing the people that mattered, and I thought I mattered, but you learn, you live and you learn, and so then in the first week you're like, I guess if this was the apocalypse, these are your people. So then apparently the apocalypse isn't just this one day, and the movies are all wrong. All of the movies are wrong. So from you just continue to connect, continue to reach out. I saw a lot of mutual aids pop up. So a lot of people are just sharing resources. People are in this space where they're like, no, I understand a need now, and that Black people have needs. Okay, so I do think there's a shift happening, but there's also to track.
Mm. You said a lot, and that was really powerful. You said a few things. I should have been taking notes. But I just want to put little pinpointers when he sat there and said, the disease is white supremacy and the pandemic is capitalism. That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's very, very powerful, because a lot of times people don't realize how capitalism enslaves us.
Crisis before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's really powerful. And it's like we've been in this cycle for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I feel like we're finally coming into a time where that's dying. And this whole new world we have the opportunity to create and make. But in order for our world to be the world we want it to be, we have to change who we are.
Yeah, or connect back to who we are.
Exactly.
Like, I love that point in the Black Panther where T'Challa's getting beat. Like, he got beat up twice. But like, listen, the mom goes, show him who you are. Like, that's, so then at some point he dug deep into his inner knowing and brought that up. And was able to, get a quick jab in, and then, won the fight barely. But I think that going back into your inner knowing, because it's there, it's just traumatized down into us. I was thinking about this earlier today. Like, we were divided on the slave ships. We didn't have, like, they put different people with different religions, like different cultures, different languages. They deliberately put them right next to each other so they couldn't communicate. So the fact that, like, we can communicate in this language, like, this is our slave master's language, right? Like, you're learning, different people know different variations to be able to, that now's the time. And it's a frequency, because, like, I mean, it's always there. You know what you deserve. You know how you were treated versus versus what you how you see others back into the curiosity that you back to the future that you would. I think that yeah, you have to be able to just tune in because it's not this. There's nothing new under the sun. That's look that's sold to us. So I think that being able to recognize and hear the frequency because that's what I did. I knew that Black people were suffering all of my life. And so then different points I tried to protect myself from the suffering. And then from there was a frequency that said, no, this is what liberation sounds like. This is what liberation looks like. These are your people. These are the people that are fighting within liberation. When I was growing up, I learned about the civil rights movement as a thing of the past. So then there was the civil rights movement from the 50s to the 60s. From there was the Black Panther movement, but then you can't say white supremacy because you'll go to jail. All those people went to jail. So then in the 80s, the crack epidemic hit. And so then so then the wealth exploded, Wall Street exploded, and Black people got poorer. And we had to pretend that we could maneuver because after integration, we just pretended. We didn't actually develop wealth. We just we was like, okay, well, if we have these symbols, white people will see us. And so then from there, it's just been a performance of, I hope you see us. There is no safety in America. There's only pushing. There's only pushing to get back. Like I was thinking today that this is our opportunity to turn the slave ship around. Like this is our opportunity to go back home and be where you want to be without persecution, without violence, without supremacies.
Mm. All right, I'm hearing a bit of a lag, so hopefully that clears up. But that, man, I'm telling y'all, if y'all don't, I hope y'all get and understand that when I talk about yoga and revolution, why I brought this man on here because he's so deep, and that's amazing. I always tell people how liberating and how revolutionary yoga is. And some people say, well, how is that? How is yoga, me doing yoga for 30 days? How is this going to change anything? And some of the things that Alex said are the very reasons why it's so revolutionary. Because one, it's time for us to take our health back into our own hands. Mm-hmm. It's time for us to take our peace back into our own hands. Mm-hmm. You know, it's time for us to take just our lives back into our own hands. And you understand that through the practice of yoga. You can understand that through a lot of different practices, but yoga is a powerful way to make that happen for yourself.
Yes. It's mind, body, and spirit. You go through the cycles, the waves of your emotions, but each posture helps you to balance in life. Each posture helps you to sit and go, okay, what do I need to do in this pose to bring more peace? What do I need to do in this seat to bring more love? And I think within that orientation, we go back to the beginning, which is a collective. Um, so yeah, I think that what you learn that life is a flow. Life is just like swimming. You swimming is just is breath work, and knowing the mechanics. So then once you are able to get the flow, life should be easy, fun, and deep. That is the motto of Quinita, and I've adopted it. Said, nope, this is it. I I think that everything is this matter of accepting. And so what you say yes to presents, and what you say no to goes. So no, I'm never going to get this. No, I'm never going to have that. No, I'm never going to be here in life. So what are you saying yes to? Yes, this is my life. Yes, I have to do this. Yes, I have to show up for this. But it's not serving you. So then what yoga asks you to do is start to shed those layers. Why? And I get really antagonistic on the mat. I'm like, you have to ask yourself why you're moving, and if it doesn't make sense to you, don't move. You have to ask, if you have to be able to reconcile, is this pain or discomfort? If it's rooted in pain and you are pushing yourself, how can you sacrifice your ego to serve your body, to serve the benevolence of your full person? Discomfort is a box, so how can we stretch it? How can we stretch the dimensions of discomfort? Because discomfort is just, maybe you don't know enough. Maybe you haven't sit with it long enough, that all of the symbols that you heard before were negative, and so then that's just your brain, just your nervous system flaring up, telling you, no, I can't sit with this. But ask yourself, can I witness this? Is this something? And then what interventions need to happen if you can't?
I just want to sit in that. I'm going to just say this one comment, and then we're going to take a quick commercial break, y'all, because we're only on here for an hour. And that's why I think I shared this yoga commercial. That's been like the commercial I've been showing during this challenge. And that was this, like, I had that aha moment when it came to yoga. I was working on my crow pose at the time, and I couldn't keep my balance at all. And I realized, like, because the crow pose is a root chakra pose or whatever. And so I kind of had the feeling that the poses that were hard for me to master, especially when I did poses that related and that were associated with my chakras, that was like my sign that this chakra is off balance. Because if it was balanced, I would be able to do the pose. And I didn't understand that until I was actually in it. Like, whoa, this is a reflection of me, because some stuff I can do easy. But it was just that thing. So you'll see the commercial because we're about to play here in a second. But that is super powerful, y'all, because a lot of times we don't want to sit in our mess to figure it out.
Yes.
We want to run away from that shit at all costs. At all costs. Yes, but I'm just enjoying this conversation. I am here live with Alexandra Shelton, a part of our 30 Days of Yoga series here with Natural Woman Magazine. We're just talking about how revolutionary yoga can be, not just for us as a collective, but for us individually. I'm super excited to have this energy here to share. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Make sure that you're commenting in the comments if you have any questions. Shout out to everybody that's watching on YouTube and Facebook that's interacting with us. I hope you guys are enjoying this conversation. We're going to take a quick commercial break. It's only about a few minutes. And we'll be back with more Alexander and, enjoying our Juneteenth together, because you guys are sharing this one little hour with us during Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Juneteenth is moving so slow. This Mercury retrograde is going to run out. And we'll be back after this short break, y'all.
I'm no yoga teacher. I'm not trying to teach you yoga. I just want to show you how to connect with your eternal being. Yoga helps me to be aware of myself. I know if it does it for me, I know it can do it for you. One day I was working on my root chakra with the crow pose, and it was really hard for me to find my balance. I noticed every time I lost balance, I would grab onto some grass to get me back balance. Then I get annoyed at myself because I felt that I shouldn't need the grass to help support me doing this pose. And then I had an aha moment. The grass, this earth, the air, everything in nature supports us 100%. The problem is we block the support because we think it makes us weak to receive help. Or worse, we feel that we are unworthy of the support that is divinely ours. And because of this, we block a lot of our blessings by not being open to receive support in the many ways it can manifest itself in our lives. You know, we always have support.
My name is Megan Steer. I am the founder and CEO of Regime Beauty. It's a natural skincare company. I hand make all my products myself, and then I go out into the streets and sell them. Regime Beauty was really built out of necessity on so many levels. First and foremost, being a Black woman going into any store, whether it's Kroger's, Walgreens, a hair store or whatever, and looking for products that actually work for your skin, that have minimal ingredients and, do what you needed to do. I think it's funny that as Black women, we end up having to purchase products that are heavy duty or extra strength or something like that, as if our skin or our hair or melanin is a disease or a disorder or some sort of issue. And so creating a product for myself that was everything that I needed and also luxurious and, pampering, and I enjoy using it, was like, okay, well, if I need this, I know other people do too. And so there's that aspect of it, but then there's also my own personal journey of, becoming the woman that I'm supposed to be. And creating this company has given me the opportunity to grow into myself. My name is Megan Sear. I'm the founder and CEO of Regime Beauty, and I am a natural woman.
What's in your beard? Try Trey Unlimited, Onyx Beard Cologne. Follow us today on social media at Trey Unlimited.
And we are back. I hope you guys enjoyed that short commercial break. I'm here with Alexander Shelton. He done changed the whole scenery on us real quick.
I'm trying to get my light and trying to figure out what the future's going to look like. So that's so cool. Thank you for this prototype.
Okay, well that's what's up, and I'm loving all the plant action there too as well. So I'm glad
Right, you was in the wrong corner. I was like, how you just gonna see the exact angle that I didn't want? So then I had to switch it over to this side because these are my babies. These are the stars.
Right. I'm happy. I just started having house plants this spring, and they're all still alive and growing. I'm proud because I used to want to kill them.
Come on, Mother Earth.
But they living. They loving it. I've learned the secret to keeping plants alive and healthy is talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And not ignoring
you
them.
gotta know them.
Right. I didn't know that. I did not know that. And it's so interesting how that came to me because my grandmother, she's an ancestor now. She always kept a house full of plants. And I always admire, like, how can you keep your plants living? And I was having this urge, and I knew it was coming from her because I'm so into my ancestors that I need to start getting houseplants in the house. And I'm sitting there like, Grandma, I ain't gonna keep no houseplant alive. I don't know how to do it. And so later on that day, I was listening to Janae Aiko. And I never heard this song, and I've been listening to Janae Aiko for years. And it's this song called Oblivion. And in Oblivion, yes, it's that part where the lady says, if you talk to your plants, they'll talk back to you. And I just felt my grandma instantly like, that's the secret. Talk to the plants and they gonna talk back to you and they're gonna grow. And so I've been doing that. I've been talking to my plants, watering them, making sure I just acknowledge them, and they've been growing so beautifully. So I had to share.
Yeah, my grandmother developed my love of gardening. So yeah, she's been watering plants and like taking time out of her day to practice mercy and gentleness and compassion just by watering her plants and like carving out beauty just a little at a time, just nurturing. And so then from there, she used to invite me into her garden. At first, I was like picking weeds, and then slowly I got like more responsibilities. But I think that for me, Christianity was a bunch of like crime and punishment. You do this, you go there. You do this, you go there. You do this, you go there. And it's like, all right, cool. So it wasn't until I went into my grandmother's garden that's when I really developed spirituality. Because like you learn so many lessons from nature, you learn so many lessons from plants. And I think that meekness is like, it's really cool because it's just like, a plant is beautiful, but it doesn't scream, oh, look at me, look at me. It just is. Like, so then, yes, it helps that plant, that particular plant to survive. There are other plants that don't look that good, that has another way of survival. But either way, it's just you were trying to keep life replicating. You're trying to keep life going, and it's like just watering a little bit at a time, watering a little situations at a time, watering friends, watering loved ones. So then after we spent a whole summer transforming her garden, she allowed me to invite my friends into the garden. And that's when I first started doing community yoga. And so, like, that's where Yoga for the Soul started. I wanted to give this to the world. It came from my heart. And it was like, yeah, nope, we'll figure it out. So, yeah, no, gardening is transformational. Having plants around you is transformational. I think that on Facebook, it will have you seeing that Black people are constantly dying. And so when you look to the right, you look to the left, you see life around you. And I think that being able to fortify yourself within that vitality, you are alive, you are here, your existence is radical. So yeah, get plants. I joined this underground plant exchange where this Black queer person told their audience to buy Black people plants. And so then white people sent me money to buy plants. White people dropped like offerings on my doorstep. I didn't even have to see them. They just like left plants.
Wow.
So I told white people to get into the ritual of gifting life to Black people.
That's so powerful on so many levels.
But it's just like,
it's so simple though. Like, you shouldn't have to tell anybody that.
Yeah, it's hard. It is definitely hard to constantly advocate for your humanity when someone just doesn't want to see it. So
Man.
I definitely, but yeah, no, I mean, I think that being able to show, because like the interesting thing is like the reason that we just don't burn it all down is because we have respect for the earth. So
Right.
then they're like, where we come from, we had so much. We like this idea of yours and mine that wasn't a thing. The police weren't a thing. It was you
Right.
solved it within your tribe. You solved it within your kingdom or something like that. So I mean, maybe whatever. There's still hierarchies, but we come from a collective. So like this idea of constantly attracting more things to take care of, it's in our nature. It's in our nature to birth planets, to birth cultures, to birth languages, to birth religions. You just look like we're like the substance, we keep the stars in place, that blackness. So
Y'all,
I
I
don't
could
know.
just listening to him talk all day. Cause that brings me to tears, man. I
Black.
love being black. I love being black to this day. I love how you express that love. I love how he expresses that. It be so deep. Like it says,
I
we
mean,
keep
once
the
you
stars in
realize
place.
that you were gaslit all your life, all you can do is recognize how amazing you are. You
Man,
go, wait, wait, no. I need to give myself props. I need to invoke my pride. And I think that from there, all people can do is witness how authentic you are. And from there, they're like, maybe I can do that. Maybe I can kind of be more of myself. So yeah, I hope I hope that liberation comes. I hope that being in community unlocks. That's what we have to do, unshackle each other.
right, right. Wow. I tell you, every time I talk to Alex, I feel like there's hope for us. Not to say that I don't think there's hope, but some days when you be watching social media or watching television,
Don't do it.
mainstream media, it make you scared. Like, oh my gosh, what are we going into? Like, I just need to be around something differently. But just when I come into your presence, you always make that your outlook on the world is very positive and it's very contagious. And so I
But
appreciate you for that.
there are people around the world, they get it. There are people around the world, they ready. So look, you were never alone. Look, like we are on the side of justice, and there are so many of us. So like just as you go out into the world and you are a light, there are other people that see you and their light is recharged. You are a lighthouse that charges my lighthouse. And so like being able, like I don't like there are different languages, there are different access to language, but different people get it. So whether or not they can express it in the moment, they do get it.
Right.
They absolutely. So like I think that just taking the time to hold somebody in love and be like, we better than this. This isn't who we are. This isn't black. Who does this serve? Like who does this serve?
Man.
And I think that being able to find that discernment, because there's so much conditioning and programming that we have to get through. There's so much. I mean, like, and even to bet on our thriving over just surviving. Like we have to sacrifice this good enough, not good enough for what we need to go forward. Like this is what the future is, And this is, we can't accept less. We have to link arms. We can't go back. All we can do is go forward.
Man, I love
So yeah,
it.
just bring more people in, more people in, more people in.
Right, right. I love
more
it.
Black people.
Love more Black people, man. Black people love yourself as well.
Look.
Loving yourself is loving Black people too. So
Yes.
we're coming up on the last 5 minutes of our show. I want to take this time for you to tell us how can we continue to support you in your efforts in your work. I know you said you've been quarantining in, so are you doing online classes? What's going on with?
So I'm starting next month. So during the quarantine, God just pushed me into my destiny. I wanted to be able to come live, so I'm designing a studio here in my house. I'm getting the equipment slowly but surely so that I could come to you live. I'll call you after this to figure out how this magic is happening.
Okay.
But so I was able to fundraise. I put out a campaign and I told white people that my work was important, and a community of people raised $8,500 towards me coming live.
That is amazing.
So if you want to follow my work, go to my website, Alexander Shelton Yoga. If you go to the bottom of the front page, you can just send me a message. If you look on Facebook, Alexander Shelton Yoga, I'm sure you'll see me. I have a public page for community yoga, and I have a private page for Black people yoga. Community yoga and Black people yoga, there's a lot of overlap. The thing is, with the community yoga page, is so that everybody can find the work that I do and fund it. The Black people page is so that Black people can have access to my content. So if you message me, you can be a part of my mailing list. Again, Alexander Shelton Yoga .org, and these classes are donation based. They come at no cost to Black people, but I do ask white people to pay double, triple, quadruple, so that Black people can have the space to heal. I go around and just giving people yoga mats and passports, telling people to go. So yeah, and if you follow, then you'll come back to it. If the frequency is there, if the alignment is there, I'm sure you'll find the guru that's supposed to find you. Look, you'll find the teacher that you need to get to the next level. So if it's meant to be, I'm sure. Look, I'm telling you, I'll pop up everywhere after this. But then if not, look, go into your piece, go into your teachings, find something that works for you. Yoga is for everybody, but at the same time, not everybody wants to do yoga. There's so many different modalities to going into yourself. What yoga calls you to do is breathe. What yoga calls you to do is to be aware of who you are and how you show up in the world, why you're moving, what you're upholding. So there's so many different modalities that does this. So I encourage everybody to go on their journey towards their full human potential, and continue to organize to get the things that you need. Be transparent with white people. Because being nice isn't working.
I love that you say that. I love that you say that. And there's nothing wrong with us saying that and establishing that. It needs to be done. It needs to be
Black
said.
people are inherently kind. Black
Yeah.
people are inherently full of love. So then it is the abuses of white supremacy that disconnect us. So continue to lean to It's a motherly love. We are stewards of the planet, right? So then you're not nice to your kids all the time. Sometimes you got to tell them what's going on and what we not going to do.
Right. I just had to threaten mine before this live.
The website is alexandersheltonyoga.org. I
.org.
don't know where they go to com.
My bad, y'all. I'm about to push that right now. Well, I've just enjoyed this conversation. It is always great having the opportunity to just be in your presence, Alex, and talk with you. And I'm just so grateful that I was just able to share you with the Natural Woman platform. I hope everybody that's watching, man, I hope, really?
You were the first one to set up a light and be like, no, this is important. A black woman, look, all the time. Every time. Be like, no, this is how your work impacted me. And then other people started to say, oh yeah, you should do this, you should do this. So no, it was you. Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you.
Man, I told you after I did your yoga class, and I'm gonna be too personal, but I said this in my last interview I did with you. My period was delayed for 2 damn weeks. I done tried everything. I was like, am I pregnant? What's going on? I took Alex yoga class. Ain't even tell him what was going on. My period came that same class, and just so happened all the moves we did that day were just like womb chakra, like womb yoga poses, and that's exactly what my body needed. And I was like, oh, he the truth right here. I gotta make because I was scared. I didn't know what was going on with me.
Yep, no, we were definitely not having the same experience, but I'm glad that you got
I was going to the doctors because they was trying to put me on medicines and everything. I said, let me go to yoga and deal with this. And sure enough, the yoga experience
Thank you.
did it. So I will always support you just because I love what you stand for. It's just a beautiful being. And I see the work that you do. Like I see the work that you do. And I appreciate that so much.
Look, some days it's hard because I'm like, I don't know. I'm yelling into the void. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it because there are ripple effects, and I know that our work is important. That's why God put it on our hearts to do. This is a part of our soul contract. We couldn't do anything else. We can choose to play small within that contract, and we can fulfill it through every term, every word, every letter, every stroke. So come on. Yeah, no, we have so much work to do, but the biggest work is to rest.
That's powerful, y'all. So I just hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Make sure you check out Alexander Shelton's website, alexandersheltonyoga.org. I'm telling y'all, you will definitely be blessed. If you love this interview, love the information we talked about, definitely go check him out. Understand that yoga can be revolution for you, not just on a collective, but on the individual. Just taking that time to rest, to sleep. It is very normal if you fall asleep in yoga and meditation. That's kind of what it's supposed to help you do.
I want also, before we go, Harriet Tubman was narcoleptic, and so when she fell asleep, she dreamt of liberation. So we have to dream. Nat Turner, he dreamt. He had premonitions of liberation. So dream.
That's powerful.
The most famous, I have a dream. I can't.
Right.
Rest, Black people, rest. Send white people out into the streets, put iPads on them, and tell them, take their mouths and tell them to stand to the left, stand to the right. This is what you need. This is what Black people are saying. But we don't need to be necessarily on the front lines dying anymore. We don't need to be the first ones laboring anymore. Now's the time to delegate. delegate, organize.
Exactly. And that's powerful because what a lot of Black people don't understand at this point when it comes to white supremacy, that's a white people's problem. That they got to fix that. We can't fix that for them, no matter how much we try. Right. No matter how much we try to get them to see us, they have to do the work on themselves to see. So that's a very powerful point. I hope you guys enjoyed this particular session of our 30 Days of Yoga live stream. We'll be back next Thursday with our final panelist. That this is world renowned Yasir Lawrence. I think I messed his name up. Please forgive me. I will have it together. But we'll be talking about comedic yoga and just really understanding our connection to yoga, because a lot of people want to say that yoga is an India thing, but
Nope.
it's ours. It's all ours. We'll be bringing that comedic yoga to the space. So make sure y'all tune in and make sure y'all support this dear, beautiful being right here. I love it all. Thank you so much, Alex, for coming onto the platform. And you're always welcome here. Anything you got going on, anything you need me to share, just hit me up.
Thank you, 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 thank you.
Awesome. I love it. All right, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We will be back. Make sure you tune in for the Royal Connection Guided Meditation Sundays. It's happening this Sunday. Also, I will be at the Juneteenth, Juneteenth Festival at Washington Park tomorrow. I will be selling sage and alkaline water. So make sure y'all come check out the Natural Woman LLC table, Natural Woman Magazine table. I will be out there sitting down. I ain't walking around. So make sure you come check me out. And everybody be safe, be love, and rest. And rest.
Right, be intentional.
All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.